Hey guys, Magnus here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about, well, we're going to be doing another completing categories of video. Haven't done one of these in a week, so I felt like it's overdue, and here it is. Of course, today we're going to be talking about 3 different families, as I like to do, talking about families. We're doing the Starbeam family, the Jones family, and we're doing the Jailbird family. So that is Jimbo, Dolph, and Snake's family. Okay, so we'll start with Dolph. Of course, his second name is Starbeam, so yeah, we'll talk about his family. Again, I'm sticking with families for just a while until I get back into a few categories, and then I continue with families. Eventually, this series is going to unfortunately end because I don't want to. I may have to actually resort to doing characters who aren't in the game, maybe. I don't know. If you guys want to see that, please do tell me. If you want to see characters who aren't in the game and like kind of what category they'd be a part of and what would be in that category, maybe that might be an idea to. But maybe it wouldn't be completing categories. It won't be like creating new categories. Anyway, moving on. So we have the only 2 members of Dolph's family, or the Starbeam family, of course, are Dolph's parents. So we've already got Dolph in the game, but we don't have Mr. Starbeam, which is Dolph's dad, who obviously looks pretty rough. Looks like a pirate. He's obviously got an eye patch, and he's got tattoos. He's looking pretty tough, pretty scary looking. And then we got his mother, Starla Starbeam, who's quite a prominent character. She's appeared in quite a few episodes, and I've talked about her before. She'd be a perfect character for the Barfights category, but if they were to add both of his parents, then I guess it wouldn't be a terrible category. I always say there has to be at least 3 characters to make a category. I believe that you need at least 3 to make a solid category. So I think that this would be a solid category. Mr. Starbeam, Starla, and of course Dolph. I think that'd be a pretty solid thing. And of course, it's pretty cool. Again, I'm not obviously Mr. Starbeam isn't really a massive character. He was more there for a gag than anything. But Starla, of course, is quite prominent. I would say she's like maybe a D or an E level character, but still pretty prominent. So they could at least give us her. Wouldn't be too bothered about Mr. Starbeam, but I definitely want Starla. So yeah, moving on. This video is not going to be very long. As you probably noticed, there isn't very many contenders for this one. Of course, we have Jimbo, or Jimbo's family, which is of course the Jones family, of course Jimbo Jones. So yeah, very kind of quite an important character in the series. So we actually have 3 for the Jimbo family. Now we have Mr. Jones, who of course is Jimbo's father. Now Mr. Jones is again, he was there for a gag. Of course, he dresses like his son, so it's kind of it's a funny little. It's kind of funny, and of course you can see Mr. Starbeam there, so because they're from the same scene. Of course, he's not major, but he has appeared a few times, I think, in the background. So. He's not completely irrelevant. He's not like I don't think he is just a one-timer. I think he's like a 3-timer maybe. But still, he's not very much of a major character. Then we have Carol Jones. Carol Jones has actually appeared quite far. She's kind of like a recurring background character, if you will. She's appeared quite a few times in the background, and she's been in a few scenes that have been quite important to certain episodes. Of course, if you guys remember the 24 parody, the one where they did a parody of 24, the TV show 24. Of course, she was quite prominent in that when they were looking for Jimbo. So she's appeared a few times. I think she'd be a pretty cool one to give us again. The mother's more relevant than the father, but yeah. And then we have Jimbo Jr. I'm pretty sure this guy's only appeared in the future episodes. I think he's just an exclusive character in the future that Jimbo has. But actually, there is another character I can think of which I didn't quite mention, because I didn't get a picture of it, but it's actually I forgot to put a picture of it. But it's actually when they're kind of going through when Bart's trying to look for his girlfriends. We of course see Darcy, who is the girl who was pregnant with her child. Of course, she's actually with Jimbo. It kind of makes it alludes that the child that she had was actually Jimbo's, even though she was from a different state. She wasn't from the Springfield state. She's from a different state. But she actually has a child, and Jimbo's like kind of next to her in the scene. It's only brief, so we don't actually know if that's her, the child that she was pregnant with before, or if it's a second child, or if the child that she was with before was Jimbo's, or if maybe Jimbo's just there because he's going out with her. So we don't actually know about that one. So I didn't put it on the list, mainly because I didn't find it. I couldn't actually find a picture of it, but I remembered that as, of course, from that episode. So there was that baby as well that I didn't mention. But yeah, I think that again it was just there for a little gag. So I guess it wouldn't even be important anyway, and I wouldn't really be too bothered with it. And then the final one, of course, is the Jailbird Family. So, of course, this is Snake, of course, very, quite big-ish character, you know, quite important, of course. So let's look at his family. So, so first of all, we have Snake's brother. So Snake, of course, has a brother. I think he's a repairman. Anyway, I don't know. I'm thinking of the wrong character. But anyway, his brother's only appeared a few times, so he's not really too important. But I guess it would be cool to get him anyway. Of course. It's nice to have family members, I guess, but again, Snake's brother isn't too important. The big one that I think is important is, of course, Jeremy Jailbird, which is his son. We've seen his son a few times. We've seen him. I think we've seen him in the the school a few times. No, maybe not the school, but I think we've seen him with like different kids, like around different kids. So he's definitely a prominent character. Anyway, he's like kind of maybe like 4 or 5 years old. I don't know, 6 years old maybe. Like sort of Gino's age. You know, the little Sideshow Bob's little kid. I definitely want to see Jeremy. I think, you know, he's appeared quite a few times. It would be a pretty cool little, you know, character to have by the side of Snake. Now, I think characters like this, like kids and stuff, could really be added in Christmas. I think Christmas is perfect just for adding miscellaneous stuff. Because after that 2015 event we had, you know, it's kind of hard because the worst Christmas event came after the best Christmas event, so it's quite annoying. But the best Christmas event, which was 2015, of course, gave us a load of kids, and they were kind of anonymous. They didn't really fit in. It was kind of miscellaneous stuff that they gave us, but it really worked. It really did, and I do believe that they can add just characters like Jeremy on those kind of updates. So I definitely want to see Jeremy there. And then finally we have Gloria Jailbird, which is Snake's ex-wife, of course. She kind of goes with Mr. Burns for a bit. She goes off with Mr. Burns. She's kind of like an older woman that Snake's married, but hey ho, I think she's also an ex-police officer. So it's quite funny there. A lot of relevant stuff they could do. Again, I think she's quite important as well. So the one I definitely want to see. But I think overall, the one I want to see the most is Jeremy. Not really too bothered about Snake's brother. But yeah, those are the 3 categories that I've gone through today, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. Just to give you a little preview of next week. Next week we will be doing the Skinner family. That's your little preview for we're going a bit too far back there. Yeah, so anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts on any characters I missed. I know I've actually missed a few characters in these completing categories things. I only really go by the wiki. I can't, you know, watch every Simpsons episode and find every character, so I will, if the wiki doesn't actually have them listed in the family, then I probably might miss them. So I do apologise for that if I do miss any characters, but I did remember that one with Jimbo off the top of my head, so that's good at least. But yeah, if I do miss any, please do tell me, and please forgive me. It's kind of hard. I can't watch every Simpsons episode and find out. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next video. Goodbye.